Hello again. Welcome to video number 12, idea number 12 of 35. Of the 35 ideas I want to share with coaches, consultants who are starting out in their business as a means for me to start up my YouTube channel for Impact Academy. My name's Derek Yu, and I'm co-founder of Impact Academy, and I'm really excited that I have committed to this process of just sharing these ideas with people who are coaches that are starting out, coaches that are not doing well, or people who have interest in coaching as a business, or consulting as a business, or online content creating as a business. So today's idea, I want to share with you how I set my business goals. I don't know the exact statistics, but it's good to put it out to you that in the coaching space, not up to 40% of coaches or of people who are practicing in the coaching space are able to make 100% of their living income from the coaching business. Now, that statistic is very worrying for me, and it's because of my why I got into coaching in the first place. When I had an intervention by a personal development coach 10 years ago, I was literally at a place of lost in my life. And this gentleman helped me walk through the darkest part of my life, and it transformed my life. Just how he coached me during that period. I hope one day in one of the ideas it comes up that I share my story with you, or of how I started out, I'll share that story. But the short of it is, the very first person that I interacted with, I was going through the darkest moment of my life. And he coached me through it, and it transformed my life. And immediately when my life changed, and my life didn't change as in the situation that I was in was different or anything. It was just my mindset and my outlook to life. And I knew that I had direction of where I wanted to go. And it was like a burden lifted off my shoulders. And I had hope again. I had life again. And immediately I committed unknowingly that I want to do the same thing that he does. I want to become a coach. And luckily, he was one of my first mentors, and he got me enrolled. So basically, I had a great why coaching is transformational and why I wanted to become a coach. But unfortunately, not a lot of people had the patience to really show somebody the steps from when you are creeping as a coach, like when you're starting out, so that you can set up your business or your coaching practice in a way that you can make consistent income 100% from the coaching business. So today's idea, I want to share with you how I set my business goals. And it helps me to be able to position myself and my business in a way that I make a living from my business. The statistics that less than 40% of people who practice coaching and consulting make 100% of their businesses, especially when you are solopreneurs, when you do it by yourself. It's very saddening for me because of my why. In my book, I made a commitment, and I said that the whole world needs to experience coaching, needs to get coached. And I knew that I can't coach the whole world by myself. And I said, if I can just let anybody I know tell everybody they know that you need to get coached, find a coach to coach you, a personal development coach, a life coach to coach you, so that you can experience the transformational experience of being coached. And of course, there is a lot of coaches out there that don't really guide their clients to get transformation. But there is a lot more coaches out there that really guide people to getting transformation. So I truly believe in coaching, and I truly believe that if everybody in the world gets coached, then we would get to a point where this world is truly a better place. So in that mission has driven me all my years in the coaching industry, even when I wasn't making money from it. So how I branched out to focus my coaching business around helping coaches make money from coaching. That's because when I started out, I couldn't make consistent income from coaching. You know, you make money this month, and then the next 2 months, you're trying to look for business, and then you make more here, and then you need to kind of like substitute, do something else for the income. And I struggled a lot my first few years starting out as a coach, and it bothered me a lot. And that is why I started learning how those coaches that make all their income from money, how they do it. I started learning from those teachers and learning those tactics. What tactics do they use? What do they teach? And all of that. And it took me a lot of time again because I didn't know, and there was not a lot of people who are actually just showing people how they can at the same time bring transformation to their clients, but set up their business at the same time to make money. And that's why my flagship program is I help coaches create a sellable product in 90 days. So I get a coach enrolled and I work with you for 90 days. And by the end of the 90 days, you have a product ready to put out in the marketplace. And I can guarantee that if you follow the process, if you follow the steps in 90 days, you would launch your products. Customers would buy your product. They would get the results that they want because there's a very clear, practical process for it that the highest experts in the industry use, that my clients use, that I know that works. So that's what I limited my whole coaching business down to. At first, I used to, I run workshops. I do leadership workshops. I do team building. I did everything around the industry, and I was literally just chasing the money. But surprisingly, when I narrowed it down to just one thing, just wanting to do one thing, I have more time to learn about how best to help my clients. And when I help my clients, I really do help them. When I consult for other clients or other people who have consulting businesses or coaching businesses in the space, I sell out. And it's amazing how, in terms of work, I get to do less and I earn way more income. But the results also for the clients that I help, it's greater. It fulfills my mission of getting the world coached because my clients get to get results for their clients, they get more clients, so more people get coached. You see how I'm fulfilling my mission by somewhat offering a service to other people, like I'm helping them getting paid well, and then they go out there and they do what my dreams are, that the world gets coached. I'm not the smartest person, so I had to figure out a way how not so smart people could participate in the industry and do well. I'm glad at the current trajectory. So in these 35 ideas, I want to, share some of the best ideas, the best things I've learned practically that can help anybody who's a coach to set up to start well, because that's the basic. The reason why a lot of coaches struggle, it's the foundation. It's how they set up their business in the foundation. So today's idea, I wanted to say, how do I set my business goals? It's the beginning of the year, and the normal thing that we have done and majority of people do with beginning of the year is you say, this year, 2022, it's going to be my year, and I'm going to make 10 million this year. That's how we set goals. We set huge goals for that year. And at times we set goals that are unrealistic, are unreasonable, based on where we are, based on what resources are available for us at the time, based on the mindset that we have at the time. Literally, when you set goals too big, it becomes difficult to set the kind of daily targets, weekly targets until you hit that goal. And you end up somewhere around March, April, you realize that you're not just gonna make that goal. And then you're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe it's not just for me. And then you dump it. When you say like, oh, this year I'm gonna lose half my weight. And then and then you end up you end up in 2 weeks, you don't hit the gym, and then you get back to the cookies and everything and all of that. So there's a way that I set my business goals, and I want to share that with you, and I hope that it's going to be valuable for you. So how I learned this technique is when I wrote my book in 2014. One of the goals that I set for myself, there's a chapter in the book about setting goals. And one of the goals that I set for myself is I wanted to have friends, people that I can WhatsApp and call, FaceTime them like they're my friends. And I can go to their house and they can come to my house at any time, like my friends that are dollar millionaires. And the reason why I set that goal for myself at that time was when I learned this philosophy that you are an average of 5 people that you associate with. So I figured if I'm an average of 5 people that I associate with, all I need to do is find a way to become friends with at least 5 dollar dollar millionaires. Then I'm definitely gonna become the seed. So that's how I set that goal. And at the time, I stated clearly, I haven't made friends with people who are millionaires in dollars before. So I said in my book that I don't know how I'm going to make those friends, but this is a big, huge goal that I'm setting for myself for the next 5 years. 5 years went by, and I got an opportunity to make 2 friends who are dollar millionaires. And I decided I want to be friends with one of them because of his values, his work ethic, because I can learn from him basically. So, in as much as I want to have friends who are dollar millionaires, I want to have friends who has values that I can learn from, who have work ethic that I can learn from. And I don't want to have friends for having friends' sake. Have friends for like I want to have a jet ride sake. No, I want to have friends whom I can look at their business and say, wow, okay, I'm learning something. Or I can ask them questions about how they build businesses, how do you become a dollar millionaire and all of that. So one of the things that I've learned from my dollar millionaire friend is how to set goals. And he told me, Derek, and this is the idea that I'm sharing with you now, and I think it would be valuable for you if you start setting goals this way. And he told me that, Derek, one of the things that shifted for me, and I was lucky that it happened when I was way young. And this guy's younger than me, by the way, but he's a boss. He's a boss. So one of the ways that how it changed for me is how I set goals. And it's when I learned how billionaires and the big Fortune 500 companies set goals. And he said how they set goals is they don't look at what they want to do for this year because a year is too short. When you factor in holidays, quality time that you need to spend with your loved ones, quality time that you need to spend with yourself, time that you need to rest and rejuvenate and all of that, a year is too small. to actually set goals within a year that inspire you. So I'm like, I've been learning about goals and it's all about to-do lists and all of this. Why is this guy telling me this? So I'm like, okay, tell me more. And he said 5 years and 10 years goals. And then those goals inspire him. They make him stay awake at night. And he literally walks back from the vision of himself that he has in 5 years. Who do I want to be in 5 years? Then he knows who he wants to be in 5 years. And then he walks back to where he is now and he instructs himself what he needs to be doing this year that will prepare him to be where he wants to be, he visions to be in 5 years. It's very inspiring when you set goals that way. And I want you to try it. If you are a student, ask yourself, who do you want to become in 3 years? Then, if you want to become that person, which is your higher self, which is yourself that is blameless, which is yourself that is successful, it's an award-winning student, what do you need to focus on now so that in 3 years' time, you are that person that you aspire and you want to be? It will change miraculously how your outlook to life. It will change miraculously what you focus on in terms of time, in terms of how you spend your energy and your money and your time. There's one coach that I'm working with, and she's got this: where you spend your energy, your money, and your time, that is where your life is going. And when you do a life audit and you see, from your bank account where your money goes the most, and then you see from your time account where your time is spent the most, and you can project where you're going. So if you have a 5 years vision of yourself, of where you want to be, let that inspire you to what you need to be focusing on now, to how you need to be focusing now, so that in a month's time, you can review if you have done the things that your future self need you to be doing. And if you haven't done them the right way, then you recalibrate, but you would live a more inspired and inspiring life because you are living for your own future, not for another person's future. I hope this goal setting technique inspires you. And if there's feedback that you want to share, please, you know what to do. Leave comments, engage, share with me your own strategies on how you set goals. And let's learn, let's teach each other. I'm looking forward to sharing the 13th idea with you once it comes to mind, or once I'm doing something and then it pops up, I'll jump on the call and I'll share the next idea with you. I hope this one inspires you, and bye for now.